Yeah, you know what it is. We're back with episode 20. Let's get it.
Episode numero 20.
It's Benti because you don't say the V in Spanish. I said that today, actually. I called pizza. I ordered pizza today at the job. And I was like, yeah, Cody, it's going to be here in 20 minutos. And he goes, oh, word, 15 minutes? I go, nah, it's 20. He goes, sorry, I wasn't good at math. I go, you mean Spanish? But yeah, you don't pronounce the V in Espanol.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I actually know better than that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty pissed that I said the V, but you know what? That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Talking Spanish is very weird in terms of how you pronounce things.
How about the fact that like English with stuff, you know, like PH makes the word makes the sound f.
Yeah, like physical.
Yep. Or.
It's another one.
Or physically fucking.
Physically fucking, but it's the same. It's the same F, but it's
right.
F-U-C-K.
Yes.
Instead of P-H.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember the Superbad when he's like, I met a Vietnamese guy yesterday, and he was legally named Fuck, but it was with a P-H.
I do remember that. I went to Boston today. And for some reason, it was... Well, not really for some reason.
Did you drive?
I did drive.
I was going to say, if you took public transportation, I want to hear about that experience.
No, fuck that. I drove in, and there was, like, no traffic because of the whole, like, you know, there's not as much things open thing. And I was in Boston, and, dude, it was really popping, probably because it was a Friday. And there were just protesters out there, and, like... all
protesters for what?
I don't even know. You know, there's protesters...
Did they say anything on their signs?
They were at the State House. I just heard them fucking yapping. I did not care to look what they were yapping about. You know what I mean?
Dude, I just want to go protest about something random because everyone's protesting. I want to go protest about like fucking, I don't know, like anything, something random. You know what I mean? That's like technically against the law or whatnot. Because everyone's protesting.
Men can't be waiters at Hooters.
Yes, men can't be fucking a waitress at Hooters because they don't have big tits.
Right.
But I have nice pecs, so it's like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Where's the equal rights? I have a nice fucking Irish penis. Why can't I work at Hooters? I can have the Hooters over my penis. I can protest about that. That's what I'm saying. Why, like, you know, don't get me going.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you. But, yeah, people were like, I don't know, there was a lot of stuff going on. And so, I realized that, because whenever people are trying to hand out things, you know, when you're in that situation, when you're in the city, and it's just like, hey, man, blah, 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 here you go, like, check out that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I got approximately, like, 5 of those today, but, like, 3 of them I told them, I did not tell them to go fuck off, but, like, I politely told them to go fuck themselves, yes.
Hey, man, I'm not interested.
Yeah, sorry, man, not interested, exactly, just like that. And then, there was this one guy that, I don't even know what he was passing out, but he all he said to me was, have a good day, sir, as he was handing it to me. And I'm in the middle of saying, you too, man. And I'm just like finding myself like, oh, I'm grabbing this. What the fuck? I don't want to grab this at all. And just because he said something nice, I like felt bad telling him, no, I don't want that. And he definitely knows that and tells that to everybody that he passes that out to.
Oh, like the way he did it.
Right. And so now I'm just walking with it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this pamphlet, right? As Mitch Hedberg says it best.
The comedian?
Yeah, he says, when someone hands me a flyer, I feel like they're saying, here, you throw this away.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
And I literally, like, there was no trash barrel, like, along the sidewalk at all, so I put it in a mailbox. And then I bumped into this girl that was just like, and I see her, you know, approximately, like, 25 steps ahead, and she's looking at me, and I know she's selling whatever, and I'm like, fuck, she's definitely gonna ask.
Oh, you were attracting them today.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, I was.
It's that little handsome face.
So this girl goes, just what I thought was gonna happen. Right when I'm approaching, she's like, hey, you look like a nice person. Waiting for me to respond, and she goes, are you? I'm already feeling weird. I'm like, I guess. Like, how do you respond to that? Like, yeah, I'm a fucking great guy.
I'd be like, no, I'm mean as fuck. Get away from me.
Well, this kind of goes into, so if it was a guy, right? Like, it would have been way easier to be like, sorry, man, I'm going, like I did with the other like fucking 3.
Yeah.
But because it was a girl, I felt so bad. Like I didn't want to come off rude at all, because for some reason when it's a girl, like, you don't want to come off rude. So I literally, like, she was like, are you nice? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And then she said, great, we're doing this nonprofit thing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm already not listening, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I get out of this nicely, you know? And I've been in this situation before in Boston, almost in the same exact location. Little fun fact.
Where was it? Like, what location?
So the location was at the end of Charles Street at the bank. She was in front of the bank today, but the other time it was like on the corner of the garden where you'd go into the commons across the street.
Gotcha.
And she's like going on and on. And I'm literally just thinking to myself, how the fuck do I get out of this situation? Because I'm thinking in my head, because this is like a girl who's super nice, I didn't want to tell her to go fuck herself. Even if it was like nicely telling her to go fuck herself, I felt bad continuing to walk.
Yeah, of course. As a male, you don't want to.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be rude. So I let her talk for like 2 minutes, and then I just realized if you don't like let her know that you're not interested right now, this is gonna get real annoying.
Yeah.
And I just go like, hey, don't get me wrong, like I feel really bad that there's like 40,000 kids a day dying and stuff, but like
that's what it was about.
It was something about I heard that little statistic, and I forget where it was, and I do feel, hey, that shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? I feel bad, but it's like, I'm not really in a situation to like donate money. Like I can barely afford lunch. You know what I mean? and so it was basically like, she was cool about it, but it's annoying just being in that situation,
Yeah, because you have to politely tell someone, like you said, to fuck off. Dude, it's like...
And they harp on you, too. Like, they're fucking just, like, in your face, like, hello, blah, 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 blah.
Dude, when I used to cold call people for sales, like, sometimes, obviously, you'd get people to just tell you to fuck off. Especially if, like, they're, like, an older person and they just really don't want to talk to a fucking salesperson. But if you call someone who's, like, kind of, like, as you would call it, a cuck, like a simp, as they refer to it, you know what that is?
A simp?
A simp is, like, fucking...
A simpleton?
No, a simp's like a term used now where it's like a woman just basically like runs your life and like you're like a simp to like her. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you call one of those guys and like, hey, and you're like an aggressive type A sales guy and you're like pretty good on the phone, you can get him to talk and you can like get him to take a meeting.
Right.
They don't really want one, but they're just too nice and like simpy and cucky to be like, hey man, like I don't want to fucking talk to you.
Right.
See you later. Click.
Yep.
They don't do that. And obviously it's way easier on the phone. When you're face to face with someone, it takes a little bit of balls and also just a little bit of like inner city boss and to say, hey, fuck off.
Exactly,
man.
right.
Just fuck off.
Well, if it was a guy, I would have had no problem.
Yeah, obviously.
I would have like walked away if he was still trying to talk to me, But with the situation before, where it was almost in the same spot, like I said, it was probably like 2 years ago, and same idea. Like it was, kids were like starving or something. Which don't get me wrong, like hey, if I can help, I'm down, but at the same time, I'm not really in a situation right now where I can do much.
Yeah.
And
if I'm rich, fucking here's 100.
Of course.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah. And in this girl, I remember I actually thought that I knew this girl. She looked familiar. Like she looked like a girl that I knew that went to my school, which was around the corner.
Right.
And she was waving to me as I was walking in front of her, and I was waving back.
Wow, so she was like, "Oh my god, this guy really wants
to
help."
Oh, he's so nice. Like I fucking, she's just railing me in. You know what I mean? She casted and she's fucking railing me in, and I'm like, I get up like right when I get up to her, I realize, oh, you're not who I thought you were, and then she gets me she just starts talking. She's a very nice girl, and like I'm thinking to myself, how do I get out of the situation? And I remember saying, "Oh, look, try to be nice, right?" I was like, hey, look, I gotta go. Like, I gotta be back in Malden by, like, 1:30, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, it's 12:30. Malden's only, like, 5 miles away. Pulling that shit.
She's overcoming objections.
Dude, pulling that shit, right? Literally pulling that shit. And, like, and I'm going, yeah, well, I'm trying to, do this before. And then she goes, well, you have, like, plenty of time. And I kind of just had a moment of honesty. I said, look. I care about whatever you're talking about. Like, look, I feel bad. If I could help, I would. But I'm trying to continue with my day. I don't want to stop and talk right now. I literally just want to continue with my day. And I don't mean to be rude, but, like, that's what I actually want to do. I feel bad, like, just leaving you, though. So I want to, reciprocate with niceness. But I am not interested in what you are trying to...
What'd she say?
Right. She actually respected the honesty a lot.
Dude, she probably tells people probably tell that woman to go fucking shit in a hat.
Right.
So you were probably like the nicest person she's ever talked to.
Yeah.
Kim, you want to pass me a beer? Yeah. The Angelica. Sipping some Malort Hobos right now. my record, and I just requested one for my cohort, James Gideon. Yes. So my first game is Sunday. My first game that I coach.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's so weird. How funny is this, dude? So my team obviously gets emailed out. Like, for those who are listening, I coach a league up in New Hampshire. It's basically for kids who play hockey in high school, but they don't play for a team like before that, if that makes sense. Like, their season starts around Thanksgiving, but they need like a half-season team to play to like get their skills and shit up. Right? So that's like what the league was created around. So it's all these prep school kids in New England. So I got my rosters emailed to me, and I have these kids emailing me back, and I CC their parents on the first email. Because, dude, fucking kids don't respond to emails. Like, I don't respond to emails.
Right, yep.
So it's absolutely. Like, I CC the parents, so if they don't respond, it's like their visibility. It's like, hey, Johnny, fucking respond to coach. You're not going to play type deal.
Right.
And everyone responded, but I have a lot of kids not coming. And there's like a player pool, they call it, where it's like the kids who didn't get drafted to a team, but they're still pretty good. But if you don't have kids coming to a game, you email the kids in the player pool, hey, like, I'm short on guys, come to the game. So I'm going down the list, and there's this one kid. I email them probably, let's just make up times. I email him like 4 o'clock today. I get a phone call at 4:03 from this random number. It goes, hello, coach. It is blah, blah. I won't say the name, obviously. It is, thank you for the email. I don't think I can play for you because I'm 16. I go, it's a U18 league. Like, it's 18 and under. Like, you could be 16. He goes, oh, okay. I call parents, call you back. I say, okay. Calls you back 2 minutes later. Hey, coach, I cannot play for you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, some crazy reason. Like, and I'm like, dude, you can fucking play for my team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a very, like, child-related issue and, like, a reason in his head where it's like, dude, you can play for my team.
Yeah, it's
but it was so funny because
right?
the email came out. No bullshit. Like 4 o'clock. 4:03, I get a phone call because I put my cell phone in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. But you know what? At the same time, I like that forwardness by the kid to like, hey, I'm gonna call this coach and like figure this out.
Right.
As opposed to be like, hey, like, mom, dad, like, can you email the coach?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't smoke weed.
No. Not a chance.
Right.
Not a chance. But I'm pretty pumped because last year my team was the worst team in the league. Like, we came in last, we had 1 win. And, so my team this year is supposed to be pretty good. We'll see. I'll update you, future episodes with how the boys are doing. But I'm fucking kind of scared for this first game on Sunday. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Do you have any other coaches?
Huh?
Do you have any other coaches?
Oh, yeah, like Nate coaches in the league, too. It's like,
no, but I mean, like, do you have, like, are you the only coach
it's just me.
Yeah.
Like, my dad comes sometimes. He coaches, like, the defenseman. I'm usually, like, the head coach, if you will. Air quotes around that. If you're listening, I did the air quote symbol. But yes, I don't smoke weed anymore, as my my cohort Jimmy just pointed out. I stopped doing that. I'm on day 4. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And the dreams you have are fucking crazy.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Do you remember your dream last night?
Yeah. So I do remember I remember the dream last night, and I actually remember the dream from the night before. But it's weird because sometimes it's one single cohesive dream with like one timeline of like, it's like a place, like things are happening, and like I wake up and that's the dream. It's real vivid. They're all real vivid. But sometimes it's like one dream, and then I'll wake up and then I'll go to sleep again, and then it'll just be a completely different dream, different setting, like, you know what I mean? Like, just a completely different storyline, if you will. But last night,
can I just throw out to the listener real quick?
Yes.
If you don't smoke weed and you're not familiar with weed, a strong side effect that does happen if you go from smoking weed all the time to not smoking weed are crazy lucid dreams. So I just had to throw that out there before.
Oh, for sure. So last night, I had a dream that, and I obviously talked about this before, lived at high school, went to Governor's Academy. I had a dream that I was at the dorm, and I remember like the layout of the dorm was the same, right? Like, I remembered it perfectly of like how it looked and shit. And I was in that dorm room, and we were trying to sneak Bud Lights out to like this kid's house, and the dorm parent, which is like the person that stays in the dorm, was running down the hallway, and I fucking grabbed the 30 pack of Bud Light and ran out, and I had a fucking parachute, bro. And I was hanging on the back of this kid's fucking Ford Explorer, and I was hang gliding off the back of it with the 30 pack. and then I got disconnected, but the wind was taking me, and I could run and jump, and like the wind would take me on it. But then
it felt real as shit, right?
Oh, dude, it felt so fucking real, right? And it's funny because like the whole campus, the dorm rooms, like everything is exactly like how it really is, and it was like that in my dream, which is wild. But then the night before was even crazier because it was out during that I was in the mafia, and I had this house in Malden, bro. And I had a meeting with like the mob bosses and shit. It's just been like crazy shit, right? So like I'm excited for like tonight's stream, like what it's gonna be.
Right.
I'll have to update you on how this goes and when it tapers off, because it's actually like a real experiment of when the dreams stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not stop, but like the vivid ones really stop.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I there were a couple times I had to like slow down for whatever reason, or I just wasn't in a situation where I could smoke, and I remember dreams being fucking epic.
Yeah.
Like just
kind of fun.
But feeling real, and also I realized in one of them I was dreaming.
Yeah, so like last night I knew I was dreaming.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, one of the times I was in Italy and I didn't have a connection to weed like that. You know what I mean? The first week I went without smoking weed. I remember I was like awake. I remember in my dream being at the airport and buying weed at the airport, going back home from Italy, and like someone saw that works at the airport and they came over, tried to get me in trouble for it, but I smoothly like put it somewhere or whatever. But I also but in the dream I realized, wait, hold on, like 20 minutes ago I was awake in the fucking studio I'm staying in, like, oh, I'm dreaming right now, you know. And then I full blown just realized I was dreaming.
Yeah, you kind of, it's what is that called?
Lucid dreaming, I think. So
that's what I thought. Lucid dream was when
it feels real. That's what I think it is.
So what's it called when you have? I'll look it up. It's wait, you have Safari. You don't have fucking Google Chrome downloaded on your laptop. We're going on Adam's laptop today, and this thing is fucking just not set up correctly.
I'm a fucking noob when it comes to MacBooks.
But what's a dream called when like you start dreaming and you write your dreams down because you remember them, and then you can start remembering having. Them. Oh yeah, lucid dream is when you're dreaming and the dreamer is aware. I'm gonna say, what's it called when you write the dreams down?
I think it's called lucid dreaming still, because then you realize that you're dreaming in the middle of it, right?
Lucid dream is the one that you just said. Yeah, you were correct. Writing down dreams increase what is called dream recall, or the ability to remember. It just says dream recall. Lucid dreams is like the only like term that we're familiar with.
I mean, for the record, when I wake up in the morning, like I won't remember my dream, but then I'll literally, the way I something, whatever. Like I'll be in the shower and look at the shampoo and just
the way you shampoo your hair, the way you feels or something.
Yeah, just somehow remember. Oh shit! In my dream last night, this happened. But it's just like, how the fuck did that make me remember? It would be like it won't be related to shampoo at all, you know?
Yeah, and dude, like when I explained the dreams that I had. That's like one part. Like there was way more crazy shit.
Of course,
like, that's all that I remember.
Of course, yeah.
If like someone was fucking in my brain taking notes, they'd be like, "Holy shit, this guy's on a trip right now." Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But those are the slivers I remembered that was so clear though. But yeah, no, I know what you mean when you have like a little thing that happens that just like triggers the dream. Because sometimes I'll try to remember, I'll forget, and like you said, something will happen. And then I'll just like remember the shit out of like what happened in my dream.
And then if you'll forget it later too if you try to remember it. It's weird. But I also have a dream I'll have a dream about like something in particular, and then like in that day, like whatever that in particular thing was in my dream, like I see something in the day that was similar or something, and it just reminds me of it too.
Yeah.
You know? It's fucking weird. Dreams are weird, man.
I know. I think we talked about like not in detail, but they're fucking really weird, bro. I don't know how like long the average person dreams for, like in their lifetime, but I know it's a long fucking time.
Right.
So.
Right. Apparently, we stop at red lights for 2 weeks.
Yeah, remember I looked that up? It was like fucking
a long time.
It was like how much time we drive or how much time we're in a car. It's like 6 years or some bullshit.
I wonder how much time the average dude spends jerking off.
A long time. That's a Googleable answer.
You think so?
I'm gonna say it.
It's just whoever comes up with that. Like, how do they know?
How long does the average man jerk off in his lifetime?
Yeah, when you do it, you don't just do it the first time, right? You fucking get there and then you stop and then keep going.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's like an hour.
I try to go 10 minutes every time.
Yeah. Okay.
Lifetime jerk off time. When I looked up the first one.
Definitely not. No, you're definitely not.
When I looked up the first time, it just says like how long is the average male jerk off session?
How long
is it?
How long is your average jerk off session?
I don't know, dude. It like varies as fuck. Like if I'm horny as shit, when I drank the night before and I didn't get like laid or anything, and then the next day, it's fucking like quick.
But average, what would you say average? I'd say average for me is 8 minutes.
That's way longer than mine. I can like pump it out in fucking like 4 minutes.
Don't get me wrong, I can pump it out in a minute.
Yeah, I don't like having a long one. I don't like having like a elongated. I don't like doing like 15-second fucking video. Like, oh, all right, I'm a little hot. I'm gonna fucking keep going. Oh wait, I'm gonna fast forward 20 minutes. Oh shit, like he's fucking.
No, but
he's banging on the ass.
When you get to when you're about to bust, and then you don't, and then you fucking reset it.
I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore.
I do that, and I've learned like it's really hard to be precise with it, because if you wait too long and you're like about to bust and like you didn't stop at the right second, it fucks up the whole session.
Yo, I looked this up. It's a fucking guy with an orange beard down here, and the comment just goes, I do quickies from time to time, but typically I like to take it slow.
What the fuck?
This guy says 50 minutes on average. Like, dude, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, nah.
Go fuck yourself.
That's a Saturday.
Honestly, no matter what answer we find, I don't think it's reliable.
I just want to know how long the average man jerks off for.
To be honest, every dude I talks to probably says 5. I would say the average from what I've gathered is everyone says 5.
Quickie before work is definitely 5, like something like that.
Yeah, like just to get your day going.
Yeah, feel that.
Yeah, see, it's all. Oh yeah, here we go. How many times does a person masturbate in a lifetime? That's a good question too. Like how many times?
I counted when I was when I was like 16 or something, 17, and it was like 300 and something days. 300 something times, I mean. It was a little less. I remember it was a little less than the amount of days in a year. So it was actually like a little less than that. So I did good that year.
Some guy legitimately has a
356. Is that how many days are in a year?
365.
365. So it was probably like 360 that I did one time.
Dude,
1 year.
This guy has a detailed article about fucking his JO sessions. And he goes, from age 21 until 40, I was never in a long-term, like, monogamous relationship. And he said between that time, it was 6,556 times.
Jesus Christ.
Just between that, but 21 to 40, so it's like 19 years.
Well, think about it. Think about from age like over the span of 10 years, right? If a dude JO's like average one time a day, right?
One time a day, 365.
So just say it's 365.
Let's do 365 times.
Let's say 360, because there are a lot of days that you like go without it. But then there are a lot of days that it could be twice.
Let's do 355 times. You probably JO until you're like age 13 to when? Like fucking 50?
But let's just go off like a 10-year, like, because like, you know, let's just go off like adult-wise. Like
355 times 10 is 3,550. So age 13, you probably stop at age 55. Because no one's JOing.
I'm pretty sure you keep JOing.
Like, so your dick doesn't work.
Yeah.
So when does this fuck stop working? Like,
I don't know.
We can keep producing
in this experiment,
no matter how old we are.
In this experiment, let's say it's 65. Okay? Let's do 65 to 13. So what's 65 minus 13? So it's 52 years. Holy shit, that's a lot of JOs. Times 355. Dude, 18,000. 460.
What is that, 2 times a day?
No,
I guarantee that's like I guarantee that's like around the average.
Probably.
Because a lot of dudes I talk to say they crank out one a day.
I mean, yeah, I fucking do.
I try not to, but like it ends up happening a lot.
If I don't have sex, I try to crank one out. If I don't, it's because I'm busy. Really. If you're bored, it's just gonna happen. Like
right. If you have
it's like when you eat. It's like if you eat food when you're bored. I've had that too. It's like I'm not doing much around the house. Yeah. I'm gonna have like a bowl of cereal or something. Then you're not doing anything else. You're like, I'll
crank one out real quick.
I'll crank one out and have a couple goldfish.
I guarantee that 80% of the time I JO, it's out of boredom.
Yes.
Rather than like wanting to, you know what I mean?
100%.
And then, yeah, but you know.
Fuck it. Speaking of jacking off, though, Celtics are in Game 7 tonight. Dude, honestly, I think the NBA is fucking rigged.
Might be, man. It has been in the past. Who knows?
But you don't understand. Like, I think, and this is my opinion.
Bobbed up refs?
I'm not a big... I mean, yeah, maybe. But I'm not a big fucking basketball guy, right? Like, I like playing it. I don't like watching it.
Yeah.
it's fucking boring as shit to me because
I don't like it.
It's the sport, aside from NFL, in my opinion, where the refs legitimately control the game. Like, you could go up for a fucking layup and get hacked. They don't call it. Mm-hmm. You go up for that same fucking layup, like 2 drives later, it's a foul.
Basically, you're saying like
it's very subjective as fuck.
It's like all subjective rather than how in baseball a foul ball is a foul ball, or compared to if you swing and miss, it's a strike.
Yes.
Like there's no like subjectiveness. It's like that's what it is.
100%, dude. It's like, for example, Kemba Walker. He's like our starting point guard, right? He had 5 fucking points like all game. That's like unacceptable because he's supposed to be one of our star players.
Right. It's only 5'10".
Yeah, it's in his hands at the end of the game. I watched the end of the Celtics game the other night. This was not last night, but the night before. And I'm like I said, I'm not a big basketball guy. He goes up for the layup, dude. I get it's 2 seconds left, but he got fucking molested at the basket.
Yeah, and they didn't call it?
No. And it's like, man, like, what the fuck? You got to call it. Even if it's 2 seconds left, if someone gets hit that bad, you have to call that.
Do you think that the refs, and by the way, this is not an excuse for if this is the reason, but I'm just saying, like, do you think this might be the reason? That, like, they're cracking under pressure, like they realize, oh, there's only 2 seconds left. If I make a bad call and with 2 seconds left and like they win, like it could be the whole game. Don't fuck up Timothy. Like,
yes, the guy's name, Timothy. Definitely think it's that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you think about the spectrum of the game, how many times did they probably call a bad foul during the game? Maybe at least like 2 per ref, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Those all add up. Like, those could affect the score just as much as like the last foul call.
Dude.
But at the same time, in my brain, I legitimately think the fucking NBA has some sort of strings going where they wanted to go into 7 games. Guess what time the games tonight is at fucking on a Friday. 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
It's like, dude, we're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Who the fuck puts a game at 9 p.m.?
I know.
They want all the viewers home from work, showered, dinner eating with their family,
out at the bar comfortably, not 7 like, you know. Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
They want ultimate viewership for this game because it's going to get more money for the NBA. And I literally think it's a little fucking mini fucking conspiracy thing.
Absolutely. It easily could be. I mean, in this, you know, with telling the refs, like, keep it close rather than, like, I don't know if they say, like, oh, make the Raptors win this game, but they could be like, hey, keep it close to the very end.
Like, they can't really control, but they can control it if that makes sense.
Right.
And it's like, I probably sound like a stupid sports fan, but at the same time, man, it's fucking kind of sketchy.
Right, well, that dude that got caught, like, who was, like, all mobbed up. He was fucking...
I think his name was Shaughnessy or something.
Yeah.
Tim Donaghy.
Tim Donaghy, that's what it was, yeah.
Yo, good one is he was on Big Cat and PFT's podcast the other day, and he was explaining, they were like, so how'd you fix him? He was like, we weren't doing anything that the NBA didn't really want. He was like, they wanted the Lakers in the finals.
Yeah.
So, and they said they go, when Allen Iverson has the ball, we're all going to take turns and call him on a carry. That's what they said. We're all gonna get 1 carry this game.
Dude, I'm guarantee you little shit like that happens. I don't think it's as bad as that because...
I know what you mean.
It's 2020,
right,
it's 2020, like, shit like that can happen.
Well, here's the thing, too, is like, imagine being a ref, right? And now, this does not justify them doing this at all, but I'm just saying, imagine this situation. Imagine being a ref and you're making, I have no idea what they make. Let's just say $150,000, okay? Let's just say that, right?
Dude, yeah.
You have a huge impact on this fucking game and shit, and like all these other players are making millions of dollars. So if someone offers you a fucking extra payday where it's like, hey, I'll kick you an extra fucking $70,000 if you make a few calls go this way, they'll probably like a lot of human beings will do it.
I would fucking do it.
I might. It depends how much money we're talking. Yeah, I might do it too. Yeah. But it all depends. But like,
because they know what big teams will bring money in the finals.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And us saying like, oh, we would do it, right? It's like, at the end of the day, like they're humans too. Like everyone has a price for something, right?
Yeah.
To some degree, and it's just like, who knows? Like, do you know how many people could literally tell them like, hey, let's make bookies and shit? Like, literally, I probably bookies. I don't know. I also don't fucking know. But but bookies, being all like, hey, shave the shit to 4 points because like,
see, bookies can't really do that though, unless you're like a fucking like. You're like the LeBron James of bookies.
Well, that's the thing. So the Boston College thing. Did you ever hear about that situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what that was they were fixing games, but not to like necessarily win or lose, but to beat the spread for whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So if they won by 6, they had to win by 6, and it didn't matter if they won by 4. Like, it had to be win by 6.
Right.
So that's what they went for, rather than like losing or winning overall. You know.
Dude, there was a crazy college hockey one too not long ago. You know who Jack Eichel is?
No.
So he's like a really, really good hockey player. He's a Boston guy. No, like Mass guy.
Eichel, that's a cool last
Yeah.
name. You're bound to be great at something.
He's the
if that's
captain
last
of the
name.
Buffalo Sabres now.
Oh, okay.
He's like 24.
Where's he from? In Boston.
He's from somewhere in southern Mass.
Got it.
But anyways, like, I won't get too into the fucking details of the story. Anyone can look this up, though. Long story short, he was like such a good college hockey player. He was the Hobie Baker winner, which is pretty much like the MVP of the college hockey.
Right. Heisman winner, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was and he was a fucking beauty. Like, he was
Stud.
Liked to get fucked up. Yes.
Yeah.
Was a really good guy.
Yeah.
He was so good, though, like, he could control the outcomes of college hockey games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could take the puck from one end, go to the other end, and, like, score, right? In, like, D1 college hockey. That doesn't happen all the time.
No, it's a
Very
gift.
rare.
It's a fucking gift to be able to do that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, dude, he started betting on games with, like, his teammates and say, hey, like, the spread tonight's 1 goal. We're going to win by 3 goals because I'm going to fucking score 3 goals. And he would go to the game and, like, try really hard and score like fucking 3 goals, and they would win, and the team was just fucking making a shit ton of money, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Right.
You're just betting on your best player, which is kind of sick.
Right.
But then the national championship game, I was at this game, dude. Their goalie fucked up so bad. There was like a flimsy shot, goalie lets it in. They end up losing 2-1 to like a really, really good team, and they bet a fuck ton of money. And he's the only one that can like afford this because he's signing in the NHL.
He's the guy on the team that's like has a lot of money, and everyone else. Yeah, I got it.
So, dude, they lost so much money, bro. Like so many kids. The fucking bookie that they bet with calls the head coach of the BU Terriers, and it's like, yo, your players owe me a shit ton of money.
Really?
Yes.
What?
And it was this whole fucking gambling scandal, and they honestly kept it pretty under wraps. And I'm not naming names here, but like. Yeah, it was a huge thing. So things like that occur. Oh, you know what I mean? It definitely goes down. That's why I get in my mind, how the fuck does this game go 7 games? I shit you not, the Celtics were up, dude. They looked like they were gonna win the game. Kemba Walker has 5 fucking points. He's the best player. He gets fouled that bad. Then it goes into 2 overtimes, and then it's like subjective call after subjective call. It's like, what the fuck's
You're getting
going
more
on?
ratings too if it's good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If the Celtics win 4 games in a row, it's like, what's the fun of
More
that?
people are buying stuff at the game. More people are it's all around more money, and it's
Yes.
fucking COVID.
Yeah.
And it's fucking COVID. We took a
The
big
NBA
hit,
ratings
dude.
are so down right now.
Everything took a fucking big hit. I guarantee. Dude, I go get a sandwich. There's this fucking place in Medford that I go get a sandwich at. It used to be like $3.50. Now it's a fucking like $4.50. And
Dude.
also I feel them. I'm down to pay that. I also give them a fucking $1 tip in the bucket every single fucking time. I'll gladly do that. I'll give them fucking $5 every time. But it's just like everything is fucking going up.
Dude, everything. Dude,
Everything's going
a
up.
steak tip sub at Dom's. If you haven't been to Dom's Sausage right now in Malden, it's the best fucking place in the world. I don't care who fucked it. It literally is the best steak tips, the best food in general.
You'll JO approximately 4 times after.
You
having
really
it.
will. You
In a
really
row.
fucking will. It's no, and honestly, people from like way southern Mass and northern Mass come to Dom's Sausage to get it.
Yep.
Dude, you know how much a steak tip fucking sub there is now?
$16.
19.
That was
What?
close.
$19?
That's fucked. Like that's
19.
so fucked.
I pay it too.
Of course, no, I feel you
I'm
because it's
gonna
also
pay it.
delicious. It's fucking delicious.
It's the best one.
What does it come with? Just a sub that's $20.
Just a steak tip and cheese.
Yeah.
That is
That's it.
real.
19.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up, bro.
In how much was it before? Do you remember how much it was before?
Dude, it was like $13.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big fucking
Big
jump.
difference, dude.
If we did like the percentage, I'm not a math guy like that. It's probably like a fucking 320% jump in price.
right,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Over 100% for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe.
Something outrageous.
Yeah, man, everything's going up. So honestly, like, I wouldn't doubt with what. Honestly, I'm not even like. I'm very serious. Like, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're like making me think. It's
Yeah.
just like
I'm bringing you on the
times are
conspiracy
tough. They
train.
need more money. Like, you know, it's like they need to pay for all this stuff. Like,
I know.
easily could be
Easily because just could be something going on.
could be whatever it is. And also, imagine how much shit has happened. Like what we're talking about, and we just have no fucking idea. And
Zero.
and the people kept it under wraps successfully because there's not There's a lot of stories about it, but there's not that, and it doesn't even matter if it's like referees fixing the game. There's a lot of stories about just shit like this.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And it's like there are way more times that people got away with it than got caught. I think.
100%.
Because if you only do it for a little period of time, how's someone gonna catch you?
They're not going to.
Because you'd be smart about it.
It's like when you rob a bank and like you hear someone, you know, you don't really hear about the news that much because people get away with it for sure. But it's like when you hit like multiple banks multiple times, you're eventually gonna get caught.
Well, it's like if you rob 5 banks and you make $2 million, right? Hey, don't rob a 6th bank. You're due to get caught.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like this. Yeah, same idea.
100%.
Yeah, it's like because when you cross a line, when any human being crosses any type of line, right? And we're all fucking guilty of this to whatever degree.
Yeah, to whatever extent or whatever you're doing.
Right. It's like you cross the line, and this is words of Jordan Belfort too. I can't take credit for this, but it's like you cross the line once, you get away with it no problem, and it's just like you don't see the harm in it. It's like, well, I'll just keep doing it. I'll just do it this one other time, and then it just becomes this thing. Like, and then next thing you know, you're like 75 times later, whatever it is, right? You're just like, oh, I've done this a million times. Like, oh, we're good, right?
Yep.
But then there's gonna be one time, depending on what it is, it's just like you're gonna get caught, and then
you're 75 times more in trouble.
Yeah,
like,
and then you regret doing it and think about how dumb you were. But it's just like if you get away with something, and it benefits you, you're gonna keep doing it to some degree. Like,
yeah, especially if you see like immediate benefit of what you did to cross the line.
Right. Like think about, drug lords and shit. They made gazillions of dollars. Hey, like fucking Pablo Escobar made like $40 million a day.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people would like
multi.
Yeah, it's like at what point do you just like I'm good?
Just say I'm good.
Like and just give it to fucking Jorge Alvarez.
Run the business.
Just like, is that a real person? I feel like that might be a real person.
I mean,
Jose Alvarez, that's a person. I said Jorge. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I agree.
Yeah,
I don't disagree.
And whenever I'm learning about a crime, someone doing an organized crime, and they're making money from it. I fucking love. I love learning about it because they're fucking a lot.
You ever watch Narcos?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love anything drug related. And that doesn't mean like I love like drugs. I'm just saying like there's something about watching someone do drugs and like learning about drugs,
how they made money,
and whether it's the drug dealer, the cops catching them, or the drug addict, like whatever point of view, I fucking love it, and I have no idea why, but
a lot of people do.
Yeah, well, everyone has their like weird thing that they're like when it comes to entertainment. So everyone like I love funny, and if it's not funny or comedy, usually I'm not gonna even remotely watch it, but there's something about heroin addicts, dude, and they're fucking shooting up heroin and they're ruining their life, and I don't enjoy watching it like, oh, this is funny, but it's just like there's something about that negativity that I'm just like, this is so fascinating,
right?
I
like watching a lot of like drug docs in general,
right? Yep.
Like and the Narcos one was sick.
Some people are into murder mysteries and shit. Like, don't get me wrong, that could be interesting, but like I'm not really into it. Like, it would just be kind of like, why am I watching this? I could watch a comedy, but like I'll gladly watch someone fucking snort crack, smoke crack, snort heroin, whatever. You know what I mean?
I think was it me and you were talking about this. Like I haven't read a book. I'd probably say in a little while here. Right? Used to do it all the time when I took public transit, but I would always read about either if it's like not self-help, but like Rich Dad Poor Dad, for example. Like that's like a book I would read, or
it's like self-help.
Something to get you better.
Self-help is a corny title.
Yes.
But that is like what the category. It's like they need to find a new word for it.
Yeah, they really do.
Just like self-improvement. Self-improvement sounds better.
Yeah.
Self-help is just like I need
self-learning. I don't fucking know. Something better. But anyway, it's like I'll read those books. But I ain't fucking... Who the fuck reads, like, a murder mystery book?
Nah, I don't know. Anyone that
like,
leaves...
What? Like a fiction one, too.
Right.
Like a fucking not real...
Yes. I will never read a book that is fiction. I'll never do it. Like, unless it has... Like, and if it is fiction, it has to have a fucking huge point and a huge analogy to it that's realistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I see no point in... Every book I've ever read, which is probably, like, 6... My dad tells me I probably shouldn't tell people that, but like, you know what? Just set it on the internet. And and they're all self-help books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just whatever way, whatever form. And they're all different, too. That's the thing, too, is it's not the same thing.
Have you ever seen the guy Tony Robbins?
Yeah, I'm not like heavily into him, not in a way that's like I'm against him, but I have looked into him and stuff. I saw this thing on Netflix.
Imagine getting that rich off being like a self-help like entrepreneur.
Dude, to go to one of his fucking seminars, it's like $1,500.
I know. Dude, it's
like
more.
It literally, yeah, it is.
It's more. It's literally no bullshit. When I looked
for 12 hours or something.
Dude, it was like $5,000 a head.
What?
And he's getting like 1,000 people to go.
You better be blowing people. Like what the fuck?
For the record though, he does like seem like a good guy to listen to.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't he like 6'8" too?
Yeah, he is.
Cute.
He's in the movie.
And he sounds like this. Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like when he claps and stuff, that's what he sounds like. He's like, "Let's go!"
Yeah, he does. He screams. But he's also in the movie Shallow Hell, and I didn't know who Tony Robbins was.
Oh, really? Yeah,
he's the guy stuck in the elevator
with
with
Jack
him.
Black?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
shit.
like, all right, easy, banana hands. That's the guy.
Oh shit.
And I read like one of his books. It was basically on like money finance, but I've like looked into him as you have, and I didn't know he makes that much, let alone off what he owns. Like he owns businesses and finance businesses.
Yeah.
So he's a fucking multimillionaire off that alone, but off his books and off just like being an entrepreneur speaker, like you said, let's go people, we need to be better, we need to do better, we need to think better, we're gonna fucking just like, we're just gonna come fucking excellence right now. He is like, he makes millions off that too.
How much?
Yeah.
Like multi-millions.
Yeah, he makes a ton of money. He like
50.
I haven't like looked really into him.
Easily.
He's like
His net worth. I'll look up his net worth right now.
Yeah, look that up because I'm interested. I've only seen him on Family Guy episode. Where
I'm
he
a bit
kidnaps Peter and tries to get him to the seminar.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
His net worth $600 million.
Yeah.
He's worth $600 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely I get that.
I'm gonna look up his seminar price.
I'm a big Gary Vee guy. You like Gary Vee?
Gary V's nice. I like Gary.
Yeah.
I like Gary Vee. He's taught me a lot. He's helped me out a lot.
It says, so it used to cost $800 for a general admission ticket to his thing, and then there's like 3 more tiers. You can get VIP, which is $1,000, Diamond, which is $2,400, and then Diamond Premier, which is $3,000.
What the fuck?
So you probably get to like meet him. One you get to like meet and talk to him for like 20 minutes. When you get to like hang out with him for like an hour and like have lunch or some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Is this just like a day thing, or do you get to like?
So literally like some are like a couple days.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't like to like when people say like, oh, if I was in that person's shoes, I would do this, and I'm like not a big proponent of that.
What do you mean, like
you know, like if someone was like
you would charge less?
Oh, if I'm Drake, I wouldn't even make music at this point. I'd just buy an island and chill on it and fucking just say what the person would be doing, and it's just like, dude, you want to know why you don't know what you would be doing? Because you're not fucking even close to him.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up, and you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that. But like,
if I was Drake, I just wouldn't make music anymore.
like, I would just,
What?
and then they always say stuff like, oh, dude, I chose like 10 bitches a day and fucking just like in a private island, you know, just that kind of statement.
Yes,
I've
heard that multiple times.
I'm not big on being like, I'm not big on saying even if it was you, like if you're doing something right, like if I was in your shoes, because it's like also I don't know what it is to be in your shoes at that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%.
So, but I was going somewhere with that.
What, like the Drake private island thing?
Oh, I got it. But I like to think that if I was fucking famous as shit and like, you know, whatever, even if I was Tony Robbins or whatever, kind of going back to what you were saying about if you pay more, you can meet them and have a conversation with them and stuff. I think that I would always feel weird about having people pay to meet me. How do you feel about that? $20 for a fucking signature and a picture? Like, I would just feel very weird about that.
I mean,
unless I'm making like $100,000 doing it for just a signing, like I'm down for that.
yes. Well, it's like it's
80,000 plus, I would do it. But like,
it's like you're essentially what you're saying is your time is money. So it's like I could be elsewhere making this amount of money, so I'm here with you,
right? And I get that part.
Because that's
get
why.
that.
So it's like I don't know because I'm not this person. I don't have the perspective to say. But it's like I would probably charge people too, and I guarantee you it's not him making up these prices. It's probably his people saying, "Hey, we got this seminar. We worked out the prices. Like this is how much the venue costs.
Yeah.
This is like how much bottom line I need to make."
Right.
I probably would. Short answer. Like I probably would charge people too.
Yeah.
If I was that famous, my advice was that knowledgeable, if you will.
Yeah. No, I understand because your time is money. I get that. I heard Joe Rogan say that he doesn't have people pay to meet him, and that's kind of like where I stemmed it from. But like when he was talking about it, I just like agreed with him. Like I was like, that's just a weird thing. Like I get it though. Like I do see what you're saying. Like
if I was
totally
rich enough too, like probably not.
Put it this way. I really don't think I would like ever work for free as an artist. Like if someone ever wanted me to do something for free as an artist with my time, I'd be like, suck my fucking dick. Like deep throat my dick until you're like, you know what I'm saying?
But what if Joe Rogan asked you to paint
of course, no. That, of course, there's obviously situations where I definitely would. But I'm saying with my own time as an artist, meeting people that love my art, I wouldn't want to charge my time. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
But if I'm doing art, that's completely different. Like I'll charge the shit. Like it's like no, I'm getting paid for this. Like, but if it's like if there's a flock of people that love me and they love my art and they really want to meet
me, they like you for you.
I wouldn't want to charge them like $20 for it each. Yeah. Even though I'd make a ton of money at the end. If there's a bunch of people lined up to meet me, odds are I have a bunch of money already.
That's what I'm saying. You know, so rich, that's why Joe Rogan probably feels, hey, I'm already a fucking multimillionaire. I don't need to charge people to like meet and greet me. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah.
And Steve-O did something that's cool. Like when I went to his show, he does stand up comedy. He had merch and everything was $20. So his book was $20, his hat was $20, whatever. And if you bought merch, you got moved up to the front of the line.
Oh shit.
So it's actually a way that it's like you don't have to buy merch, you can still meet me, but if you buy merch, you go to the front of the line, and that makes a lot of people. So actually I probably would do something like that.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's a smart way of like
wearing your shirt, dude. I saw that a couple of years ago.
He did, yeah.
No, yeah,
so
Steve-O
it was
did,
actually
right?
it was when I met him that time that I gave him shirts and stuff. Yeah,
I got pumped for you.
Hell yeah, thank you. Yeah, he was a real good dude. I went to his show. I was gonna go by myself and sleep in my car by myself and fucking.
Where was it?
Foxwoods.
Oh, okay.
Connecticut. And so Matt called me, my buddy Matt, if you're listening. He called me and was just like, "Guess what? I'm coming with you." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then we both slept in the car together, and I wasn't by myself.
Really?
Yeah, we slept in the car that night, and I met him.
In a car?
And I met him.
It?
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
And I met him, and I met Steve-O, and it went fucking real well, like very well. Like he was very enthused. He had a documentary one time, or if you want to call it a documentary, he had a video one time, like an hour-long video of stunts, and he wrote a letter to his fans at the end of this video, right? So when the credits are going, it's like, "Dear my fans," right? And he wrote this letter himself, and it's in the credits, but it's flying by. Yeah,
they're going like really fast.
Right, and so the only way to read it is if you slow it down in complete slow motion.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I did that one day. And I read this whole thing, and like it was just really interesting, right? It was just like him talking about like his life, you know, and like pretty good writer, honestly.
Talks about like overcoming obstacles too, like drug addiction and all that.
Yeah, well, this is when he was a drug addict, when he was
really?
Fuck, this is probably at the peak of his drug addictness. This video came out in like 2001. And so
oh god, yeah.
Yeah, and so in this like video at the end it says the only way for you to read this right now is if you slow-mo'd it. And honestly, if you slow-mo'd this, that means that you're like a fucking huge fan of mine. And if you're reading this right now and you ever meet me and tell me that you're my second biggest fan, I will jump up and down and give you the biggest hug ever and blah, 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 blah. But then he gets into, because I fucking hate when people say,
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan. And then he goes, because fuck that. I'm my biggest fan. Which is so fucking narcissistic. That's like crazy narcissistic. But I read that like fucking years ago. And then I met him and I was just like, "Hey man, blah 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 blah," and I was like, "I'm your second biggest fan." He just like it just his eyes wide open. He was like, "Oh!" And he like fucking like picked me up and like kissed me on the cheek and like he kissed me on the cheek like twice. Yeah, and fucking
That's awesome.
I remember also like he was pumped about that. And, like he was just like didn't know what to do with like how pumped up he was. Just like, let's take another picture. And like because he had a camera himself also, and at the end of every show, he would take pictures. Like he was like great at taking a selfie with a fucking digital camera, apparently. And he would upload all the pictures to his website after, and it would be underneath like the city name, and you could get that picture for free with Steve-O. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone you look at, right? Tops has 2 pictures, right? Fucking tops. And with me, he has 5. 5 fucking
Wait,
pictures.
did you give him the shirt after that? Like,
yeah, so like, well, I really am a huge fan of him, like in general, like in and I had the shirts in my backpack, but I wanted to make it clear to him, like, I'm actually a huge fan before I like say to you before I like, you know, fucking because and I was 22 at the time. Like, looking back, like 26, I like, it just feels weird. People say like, oh, get someone to wear your stuff or blah 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 blah. It's not that fucking easy. Like, it's just like they get paid to do stuff like that. It doesn't work like, oh, I'm just gonna give you this and then whatever. So I felt like I just wanted to be a human first, which I did. And then like I was like, can I give you a gift? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I went, cool. And then I gave him the shirts. And I specifically gave him animal-related shirts. I had a monkey shirt at the time. I designed shirts. I used to design shirts. I'm going to keep designing shirts. And they're none are out right now, but there will be out some soon. Some will be out soon. And I gave him animal-related shirts, and I was like, I know how much you love animals, so I like want, you know, this is like, dude, so it was just like, this is a monkey, this is a koala, this is a penguin smoking weed, like, you know, it's just like, and he was like, he said to me, I'll never forget, he was just like, cool, man, you're definitely going to see me in one of these, right? And so, with that said, I'm kind of, like, I don't get my hopes up. Like, I'm thinking that experience was fucking cool. Like,
that is a cool experience.
I've learned with, like, doing all, like, whether it was a clothing line, art, it's like, never get your hopes up for something that someone says is going to happen. Because, like, a lot of times, like, it doesn't. So, it's like, if you go and tell people and get your hopes up.
That's in general, too, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. But it's like doing this taught me that in general, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, in general, for sure, no one should get like their hopes up. But like, I've gotten my hopes up a lot of times and like just been like fucking epically like shut down, you know, and it just like out of nowhere, and it just sucks. So, I didn't really think anything of it, and then my buddy Tyler called me, follows him on Snapchat, and was like, "Hey, did you This is a perfect Tyler imitation, by the way. Hey, did you give Steve-O your shirts?" And I was like, yeah, why? Because like I already know where this is going. I'm like, dude, where the fuck do you see him with this shirt? I'm not saying it, but and he's like, dude, I was watching his Snapchat, and I think he's wearing your shirt. I was like, I'll call you right back, and I fucking hang up, and I fucking go to his Snapchat, and he's literally wearing my shirt, and he doesn't say anything like, oh, shout out to this kid or whatever. Yeah. And but I don't even want that. I literally don't even want that. Like I want like casually wearing it was fucking awesome, right? Yeah. And so then he did that on Snapchat. Then he put that video on Instagram. So he put that Snapchat video on Instagram. If you scroll down, it would be like 2017. Yeah. But like that video's on it with he's wearing my shirt, and you only see like this part. Like you can tell it's the koala ears though, like 100%. And so then I'm thinking to myself, like, the Instagram video wasn't even like cool either. Like, and I was thinking to myself, I really think that he wanted me to see that he was wearing his shirt, because like it was a great interaction. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a great interaction, and he said, you're definitely gonna see me wearing this. I think he really wanted me to see him wear that, and so he did it on those both those platforms. And then like a year and a half later, I'm on YouTube, right? And there's a specific video where he's it's a follow-up. He gets a dog in Peru and shit, and it's like a follow-up with that dog, and he's wearing the koala shirt again in that YouTube video. And that was like a year and a half later. If you type in Steve-O Wendy follow-up or something, you'll see him, like the first thing you'll see him is in that shirt, but it's blurred out, but like it's also still my shirt, like, you know, because like
I think honestly that's a real story where you went into that interaction trying to be a human.
Right.
You know? You didn't go in as like a business fucking altercation. You actually went in as a fan. You try to be human.
Absolutely.
And then something positive came out of it because you went in positive, not trying to just be a sleazy person.
Right.
And that's what you got out of it. Because you were actually like, you went in there as Adam Lucy, not fucking like Adam Lucy's the businessman, so to speak. So it's fucking awesome. Yeah. And I think that's like fucking cool. That's a good way to end it. I know we're fucking coming up with the camera time. So like that's fucking awesome story. I like forgot about that until you told me about that right now.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the listeners right now. hope you guys like that story because that fucking
yeah, that was a fucking.
It's got me a little warm inside, honestly.
I did too, dude. I was wagging my leg like a dog.
Yeah, for real. Yo, Murph.17 on Instagram. Adam, you want to shout him out? Or,
Adam_Lucy, AdamLucy.com. If you want any collectibles, I got sketches, I got prints, I got paintings. Hit up at inquiries at AdamLucy.com. If you want any prices for paintings, serious inquiries only, hit me up.
Peace out, people. Thanks.
Later.